What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Epic Creative Podcast. Today, we are going to use Peter McKinnon's voice to make an AI robot and replace my voice with his voice so we can get millions of views. Just kidding. This episode, we are talking about AI voiceover work and probably some other AI stuff. I feel like this episode is going to be a little off the rails. I do have my co-host, Troy Widger, with me. Say hello, Troy.
Hello, everybody.
We're going to be doing some test scripts. We're going to be talking about services that you can pay for. And we're going to talk about how this is going to be bad for some people and how this is going to be good for some people. So we've just got a lot to talk about with the AI voiceovers, and we'll probably dabble in some more AI stuff. I feel like this podcast is going to start becoming just wild and out, gear talk and weird talk. Gear talk and weird talk.
Weird gear. Weird gear.
Yeah. That'd be like a channel though if we were like opening up Temu. Is that what it is? Temu packages?
Yeah.
Weird gear. Dude, that's actually a pretty good idea.
That's a great idea. There we go. Temu package opening web YouTube channel.
Let's go. Got the alarm going off. If anybody hears
12 a.m.
There we go. If anybody hears some screaming kids, I got a water slide right outside this window.
Nice.
Hopefully everybody's alive. And I'll start it off, Troy, like this. What do you know right now? What is your knowledge about where AI voiceovers are at? Because you turned me on to it and it's changed everything. But let me know like where you're at on it and how you found out about it.
Re-jog my memory on how I turned you on to it. What program were we first talking about?
Maybe it was you and my friend Ro. Shout out to Ro if you're watching.
That's who it was. Okay.
He was like talking about Artlist, got AI voiceover, and I was like, Artlist. I used to have their music.
So yeah, I see a lot of the commercials. I haven't messed with it yet, but Artlist runs a lot of promos on YouTube. And I've seen they got a newer commercial. I don't know if you've seen that one yet, where they're kind of going through the different voices. I think they show highlight 4 different voices on it. So we have that. And then YouTube Creators Channel just dropped a thing where there's AI voiceovers now for Reels. It does not sound good, though.
Okay, it sounds robotic-y.
It sounds very robotic-y.
No, I think you first had turned me on to the fact that AI could do it with all those music softwares you were using.
10-4. Yep.
Yeah, because they're doing it, maybe not at like the voiceover style, singing, but talk a little bit about those because that'll help us lead into.
Well, we got Suno. The one that I've messed around with most is Udio, and you could probably use those for AI voice generators as well. I haven't tried. That would be interesting to mess around with, but those are more, for music where I've composed full songs, or let's say. Sorry, not composed, generated whole songs with those. So
you just triggered about 100 people.
Right.
Whoa, bro. So look, I can see a maestro's listening to this, doing this, and he goes.
Different things are changing up every podcast, so we're just dialing it in. Eventually, I have a better microphone, and I'll be sounding better as well. So,
but anyway,
thanks to everybody for listening.
You were talking about composing in Suno or Udio.
Generating. Yeah, so I've just used it for doing whole songs, instrumentals, lots of ambient stuff. It's real good for ambient stuff, man. I think that's where it's the strongest at, just tones and stuff like that. Maybe, and I think for sampling, generating samples, whether it be ambient stuff or maybe coming up with a little soul sample. Generated maybe like, I don't know, a James Brown drum beat with some horns over it and chop that up and resample that. But yeah, I'm not too familiar. I haven't used any of this AI voiceover yet. You were talking to me about 11 Element, where 11, you can use
11 Labs.
11 Labs, okay, where you pay and then you upload 100 hours of your voice to where basically you can use your voiceover for anything, your voice for anything.
Yeah, anybody in the comments who knows more about 11 Labs, please correct us or correct me.
Yes.
But when I had this client, and basically we had to generate hundreds of scripts that were going to be voiceovers. And so we were trying to figure out a way to like cut costs, because we had priced out, different voice artists on Fiverr and Upwork and stuff like that. And it was going to cost like $5,000 just to get all the voiceovers made. And then we were looking around for AI stuff. But correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but we looked into 11 Labs, and not only do they have pre-baked voices that you can use, but you can also use their AI to train a particular voice. So like, for example, if Troy wanted his voice to be canned and be able to use as voiceovers going forward, which is, if you think about it as a content creator, that's super handy. Like if I was doing faceless videos, especially, can you imagine that? Do a bunch of faceless videos where I'm talking, and then after like 20 of those videos, I could just upload all of that audio, and 11 Labs will train itself to create a voice bot, let's call it. I don't know what they call it, but a voice bot that sounds just like you. And then you're no longer having to record your voiceovers. You're just writing your scripts and putting it in. And dude, as someone who's doing YouTube, not quite full time, but all the time, basically, I can tell you that AI fills in a lot of gaps, and I wouldn't be able to put out as much content as I do, because what I do is I have a sketchbook, and I will write my scripts, like sketch my scripts. Then I'll use my phone to take a picture and tell ChatGPT to flesh it out and write it in the format that I've told it before, and it writes it, and then I print it out, and then I have like a nice typed copy of what I jotted. So that's just an example, and so I could see it being really 11 Labs being really useful if you're like recording videos all the time or voiceovers all the time for your content. But you were talking about something. Was it Snoop Dogg?
Excuse me.
Snoop Dogg did that?
I think he's been already a part of something like that. That's why I think when that Drake song came out, that used his voice and Tupac's voice, both AI generated. Snoop Dogg really didn't have anything to say about it. I think I saw like he put up an Instagram post of him listening to it, and I think his comment was "man," and I think he just ended the video.
That's wild, bro. Snoop Dogg always on the cutting edge, bro.
Always has been. I mean, that guy is down to make the bucks, bro, and always has been.
I think it's him and Shaq. Those are the two guys that are
no shame in their game. No shame in their game.
I don't even think. But here's the thing: like, I don't know if you know who Ronaldinho is. One of the most famous soccer players or footballers to ever live. He was a mercurial player for Brazil, played at Barcelona, played at AC Milan. I mean, this dude is like as big as Lionel Messi in his time.
Gotcha.
He is he lives in Brazil again. Like, he's moved back to Brazil in his older age, and he's retired. He does the most shameful plugs or advertisements that you'll ever see, because he's so bad with the money. That like he's literally doing it for like bail's bondsmen in Rio. It's like, are you in jail? Like I guess what I was getting at is Snoop Dogg and Shaquille O'Neal, I don't think they ever sacrifice their integrity.
Right.
They do a lot of stuff, but everything they do is legit and makes sense. And it's not like they're promoting some BS, like something like that. I feel like that's what Logan Paul would do. Logan Paul would be.
Except for Skechers shoes. I'm calling out Skechers shoes. I'm not a fan. Snoop promoting Skechers shoes ain't it for me.
Here's the thing, bro. I don't like Skechers as a brand. Like, their branding sucks for me. But let me tell you something, bro. They care about their shoes. Like, in terms of the quality of the shoe.
Okay.
Top notch. The branding
they're just ugly.
Grandmother. They're ugly.
Shoes, yes.
They're so ugly.
I agree with you. But they're probably so comfortable. Huh?
And I don't think they could ever get away from that, because they've buried themselves under this brand of Skechers, and it's always going to look lame to me.
Back in the 90s, we used to say sketchy people wear Skechers.
Right. Bro, okay, we're diving off in a whole crazy direction. We'll come right back, but I got to say this. I was in Walmart the other day, bro, and guess who has gone downhill? I feel so bad for him.
Who?
Etnies.
Etnies is in Walmart?
Etnies is in Walmart. Full skate shoes. A whole rack. And a whole display. And I'm like, whoa, bro. I don't know if you remember.
What's the pricing on the stuff? Is it expensive, or is it feasible, the pricing?
30,
like, how much was a pair of shoes?
$38.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
But you remember Etnies was like a pretty high-end
Absolutely. Oh,
skater
I used.
shoe.
Oh, yeah. We used to have to go to like Pacific Sunwear to get that stuff.
Or we'd
Yeah,
have to
back in
order
the
it from, I forget the magazine, but you could like order, you know, boards and
uh, Team
Element shirt.
Paradise. Was it? No. CCS Board Shop, something like
Maybe
that.
that's what it
California
was. I
Cheap
used to get it.
Skaters.
I used to get it monthly. It was just a
Mhm.
magazine. But I don't know if
I
you.
think
And
it's
we're
CCS.
gonna come right back. But
Anyways, yeah, we're going off topic.
no, I will say one more thing. You remember Starter used to be like the brand,
I had so many pullovers, bro. So many
bro. And then
pullovers,
that
stuffy
then that crap
jackets.
went to Walmart. And my generation, which is just a couple years behind you, we thought
Right.
Starter was the lamest thing you could ever wear. We used to make
Yep.
fun of
Starter fell
Starter.
off. Starter fell off hard, bro. In that time period.
What happened? Hey,
I
I'm
just
making a note. We're gonna make an episode about brand fall offs and maybe why they
90s
did it.
brand fall offs. Yeah, something that's things that just went away. Super soaker guns. We could go on for days, bro.
But going back to the AI voiceovers,
Hmm.
we've talked about 11 labs. You can train your voice, and that's something that the company I was working with was looking into. The problem was that was about a year ago, and
Hmm.
the tech wasn't quite there. And I was
Hmm.
kind of worried about, you know, when we started, where me, you, and Rose started talking about Artlist.
Hmm.
The price was so low, and people were raving about it, but I was like, but it's gonna have some kind of robotic edge to it. I just know it. And there's no way I can I can't risk putting that in professional work. Um, but to my surprise, bro, Artlist AI voiceover is just blowing my mind.
Sounds great from the couple that I heard that you sent me. Sounds great. Yeah.
But
Should we jump into it and do one? Should we jump on there?
I guess, man. Let me switch screens here. You're gonna see
Okay.
some weirdness for a second. So this is just my profile. You can see this is how
Okay.
many I've done. But I guess we could
All
go
right.
through like let's just say you got this. I'll give you guys the rundown of what you're looking at in terms of price and in terms of accessibility. So I think it was like 130 a year, which if anybody out there and our audience is, you know, used to paying subscriptions, whether it's for graphics or video templates or music or what have you, $130 a year to use this is already on the cheap side. You know, I think even for
Mhm.
StreamYard, it's just like $300 or $400, but it's worth it. I'm just pointing that
Mhm.
out that it is on the kind of the cheaper side in my opinion. And then as you can see right here, I got my mouse hovered over this credits thing. You get 50,000
Mhm.
credits for a month, and then they automatically renew, so they don't roll over. That'd be pretty cool. And I've already done one professional project on it, and I'm only down to 47,000 credits.
So one letter is one credit. Is that how it works? One type letter equals one credit.
Yes, and that includes
Okay.
spaces and dots. And I mean, that includes every single thing. If you take up a space on there, it's a credit. And we're going to get into a script that Troy generated,
Mhm.
and we'll talk a little more about, you know, being careful with your characters, because I've only done like 6 or 7, but one of
Mhm.
them's already in a regional ad running on television, and I figured out this credits thing because at first I was just like blowing credits. So
I
kind of
bet. I could imagine.
have to kind of be careful on that. But
Mhm.
anyway, that's what you can expect on pricing. And to me, dude, I mean, I'm down with that. Like, because it renews every
And
month. That'd be different if that was for the year. You know what I
now, how
mean?
much is this a month again? I'm sorry. How much is this
It's
monthly?
it's $11 a month.
Okay.
Um, or actually,
Not bad at
I think
all.
it's
That's
I
so
think it's
not
around
bad.
16 a month if you pay monthly. If you pay annually,
Now,
you get it for 11 a month. So you save a
okay.
pretty good bit of money, and then the tax that came out to like 130 for me.
Now, is this just for the AI voices, or is this for? Do you have access to Artlist's sound library and effects and all that as well?
No, they have a max package, and if I
Okay.
wouldn't have just got done renewing my Epidemic Sound and my Envato accounts, I would have
Mhm.
just probably went with this all the way through
Sure.
the
I was
the
gonna say
whole.
that's why I asked because it seems like an all-in-one solution for Foley, voiceover, and music.
Now, I mean, who knows, man? If things just go well this fall, and there's just a little extra money in the gear fund, and I don't need any
Hmm.
gear, maybe I'll just go ahead and do
Right.
that, and then let the other two fall by the wayside when they need to renew again. But
Yep.
I had already,
I just have
yeah.
access to all of them for the time being, and maybe compare them and see which one you like the best.
Well, I can tell you, I had Artlist Music for 2 years, and it was my favorite music library.
Okay.
The reason I
Okay. Good
switched
to know.
was I can't remember. It was like one of my clients wanted a specific song from there, and it was time for me
Hmm.
to upgrade or update. I can't remember why I switched to Epidemic Sound, but it's still good. But Epidemic Sound's hard to find music. Artlist was easier in terms of the
Okay.
searching. But anyway,
Okay.
so that's what you could expect to pay, and then we're kind of going backwards. But this is my library of stuff that I've generated. And I won't
Okay.
play it quite yet. I want to go to the voiceover homepage. So another cool thing, Troy, I think you might have already taken advantage of it, but when you first come here without having a subscription yet, you're going to get 500 characters free, which is
Okay.
actually enough to do a 60-second commercial. Because
Okay. I
I
was
did
gonna
it.
ask you about that. Great.
Yep.
Okay. So
So
500 characters, 60-second commercial then.
for sure. And let me know if you can hear this, Troy. I want to make sure that this is working.
Okay.
You hear that audio?
I do not.
That's weird. Okay. Let me go into StreamYard, guys. Whoops. You're gonna see some wacky stuff for a second here.
Internet inception.
Internet inception. Okay, so it looks like when you screen share, it does not share the audio. Well,
Okay.
we're learning. That's okay.
Okay.
We'll look. So, anyways, this Roar one is like this is all the options that they have that are baked in voices, and they have said they're going to be adding them. What I appreciate about this, you don't get a lot of options, right? Like you probably got 30 options here.
Hmm.
What I like is they're super refined. Like they're not janky. This Roar one's got a really deep country, not country, but kind of southern voice. A lot of these, like this every day is one I really like. I just use for a commercial. It's got like a you can tell it's an African American female, really bubbly,
That one sounded
upbeat.
good.
I thought
Hmm.
that one sounded good. Candid is more of your like dramatic female voice. If they had like 100 of them on here, I think they would be janky. I think what they
Hmm.
did was they really refined these, and they'll release, one a month, one every couple months, maybe, hopefully. Um, but yeah, I just appreciate that they don't sound artificial. Like that's the
Right.
biggest thing for me
Hmm.
is I'm gonna, if it sounds like that, then I can't even do it. This sounds like a Nike commercial.
Cool.
There's a lot of really, really good
Man, they
voices
got
in
how
here.
many different ones do they have?
So we got
20 at
1,
least,
2,
huh?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 12,
Wow.
about 34. Yeah, so pretty close to what I
Okay.
said. So 34.
Cool. Wow.
And you can,
Good. Lots, a
these
lot
are
of options,
samples.
really.
You can't hear it, guys. Apologize for that. We'll figure that out one day.
I know. I want to hear it, guys.
But, um, I'll make it
Play
to
what?
where you can hear it. I can pull it once we generate one. I can pull that one in. I can upload it,
Okay.
and we can listen
Cool.
to it.
Okay.
Um,
Great. Yeah. 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 Okay.
but anyways, that being said, you get all these and you can listen to them. They have like actual little videos for them,
Hmm.
and some of them have like that National Geographic sound for nature docs. Some of them have
And
like
this is great,
that History Channel sound with like an older gentleman who's got like a British accent. Like they got some really really cool stuff in here. So
dude. The voiceover people working on the Fiverr are not happy right now.
oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt. But let me jump back over here, Troy.
Mhm.
What do you think about throw this question to you. What do you think this
Mhm.
is going to do to the people who are doing voiceovers for a living? And while you're doing that, I'm going to upload a video, but keep
Okay,
talking.
it's going to disrupt the market for sure. I feel a lot of people will fall by the wayside. I would maybe encourage people that are doing voiceover work to train AI on their voice and maybe monetize their voiceover work that way going forward in the future. Um, like you said, it would be good to let's look at maybe using it as a tool to benefit somebody that's working in voiceover work. So you go to Element 11. I'm sorry, is that the name again?
11 Labs. I know it's a
I don't
weird
know
name.
why I keep saying Element. Anyway, 11 Labs sounds
Element.
like it sounds like 11 Element sounds like a skateboard company or something. But
Hmm.
anyhow, um, so where was I going with this? Oh, so what you would do is you train your voice with that, right? 100 hours of your voice, and then maybe you could license it out, individually to companies, kind of like you license out a beat, right, for commercial use. Maybe going forward, looking at it more of in the yeah, just licensing out your voice, like licensing out music to people. But you're not even doing the voice work. It's just trained on AI, so you license your voice. The company who's using your voice goes in, types in whatever, to generate,
Yeah.
and you get paid a license fee for your voice. I'm
Well, dude,
pretty sure
that
it's
makes a lot of sense, and
probably.
for some reason, I just thought their jobs would die. I didn't. You're like
Mhm.
thinking like innovative, like how
I'm
could I
trying to
keep
I'm
my
trying to be
job?
positive before I go negative. Yeah.
I was like, you're done, you're out. But no, it makes a lot of sense. Like, think about the YouTube model. They
Uh-huh.
YouTube could try to make videos themselves, but it makes
Mhm.
more sense to let creators come on and make videos and then share the profits. So I could
Mhm.
see like even Artlist, they're going to want to add voices. What if they don't
Mhm.
even have to do that development? What if they had a software where you could come in and you could help create the voice, and it could be your voice, say you're a professional
Yep.
voiceover artist, and
Mhm.
then you upload it and it gets approved by Artlist, and then they
Mhm.
do revenue share with you, um,
Sure,
or
absolutely.
something, I don't
I
know.
mean, that's what had to have happened with these voices they're using already, right? They had to have been trained somewhere to get these good natural sounding voices. I mean, the tech is incredible compared to what I just heard coming out of YouTube for the reels, the
Yeah.
real robotic sounding stuff. I'm sure there's other you could probably think of some robotic sounding voiceover stuff you've heard before that you've tried.
Yeah, and it's a turnoff, bro. Like I watch random stuff like a lot of soccer history and soccer stuff, and I'll
Mhm.
click a video and it'll be a faceless video, which I don't mind, but I want a human reading or a human telling me the story, but I can tell it's like a robot. It's all monotone. I'm like,
I turn
dude,
it off.
they might have the script might be perfect and they might be the
Mhm.
information I want, but I have to get
Mhm.
out of it. I have to go
Me
find a
too.
different video. But I
Me
will
too.
say that's what I was, and I didn't mind risking $130. I was like, okay, if I
Mhm.
do $130 and it's just crap, well, you just have to get over it.
Right.
I wouldn't have taken the chance over, say, $500 or even $300.
Yeah.
Just too
Well,
much.
and plus you had a recommendation from a friend too that helped. That road told you it was
Yeah, and
legit.
the
So
last time I dabbled with it was a year ago, and we've all
Mhm.
seen how fast AI improves right now. And I think the improvements are going to be exponential, like compounding interest, if you will. Um, but I do have a video I just uploaded, Troy, if we want to listen to it. So I did this
Absolutely.
local commercial. I would say local regional. It's for a bank down here in Mississippi, and they have 9 branches. So they're not small, but they're not like your Wells Fargo. But when I was talking to the marketing director, we want that national look just because why not? Why wouldn't we want it to look big, the commercial to look
Mhm.
big? And I hope it came out good. This is not to really show off the commercial, but we were scheduling a date to do these in-house voiceovers because they want to save some money there. And I wasn't complaining about saving money because I've spent thousands upon thousands of dollars on voiceovers through Fiverr, for actual humans doing it. And I will say
Mhm.
that is one of the benefits of that is I can actually chat with them and I can talk with them about the inflection. I can talk to them about the feel I'm going for. So that's a big advantage, and maybe that's a little bit of hope to hold on to for voiceover artists. There's still that human element, that customer service. But I
Mhm.
gotta say, after playing with this very minimally, I did not have to generate this a bunch. I generated the whole, it's a 30-second commercial. I generated the whole thing, and the very last line, it didn't quite get the inflection I wanted. So I ended up generating the last line twice more, and it got it perfect on the second try.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's something
This will
to
be
note
interesting to
too.
see.
You can do the whole commercial, cut out what you want, the whole voiceover, cut out what you want, and
Mhm.
then it's like, oh,
Mhm.
line 13 wasn't quite right. Just
Right.
regenerate line 13. So, anyways, without
Gotcha.
further ado, Troy, I'm going to play it. Um,
All right.
Pretty sure you're going to hear it because I uploaded it as a video. So, here we go.
Okay.
At Century Bank, we get it. The most important moments are the ones shared with those you love. And that's why you'll find us on the sidelines of all life's events, cheering on our neighbors. Deeply rooted to our Gulf Coast communities, serving the families within them. At Century Bank, we take banking personally.
That lemon ice cream looked banging, son.
Bro, that ice cream is banging, bro. I got about
so good.
3 quarts of it in my fridge right now.
That's what's up. Yeah, that lemon, man. Woo, let's go.
Yes, sir.
Anyways, that sounds great. Sounds like a human being.
Well, honestly, bro, when we were watching that, I kind of got lost in it because I just generally
Me too.
I like the shot.
I wasn't even. Yeah, I wasn't so much. I was more. It was more visual to me. Yeah, yeah.
But that's a good sign, right? Like I was
because the
not
audio,
thinking about the
bad audio is disjarring and takes away from the video, while the good audio pulls you into the visual. So I think job well done. Yeah.
Well, I cannot take any credit for it, bro. I literally I wrote the script, then the client tweaked the script, and then I just posted it in there. And actually, if we want to, I'll kind of show you where that's at. Once you get, this is the catalog to look at the voices. This is where you enter your script, but then you can go to My Voiceovers. And I don't know how this works, if they'll eventually expire or delete. That's fine, because you'll download them all. You get your little download button.
Yep, yeah.
But right here is where I did that one. What's it? Maybe it was this one, guidance. Yeah. I wish you could rename these, to like be like your client, I guess. But anyway, topic for another time. You can see right here though, I did the whole script, and I wasn't quite happy with the last line. At Century Bank, we take banking personally. And what was cool is when I did these, they're not bad, but they all did a different inflection, which I view as a positive.
Sure. Absolutely.
It didn't try to give me the same inflection every time. That would actually be a problem, because you could get stuck in a corner where it won't generate anything good. It's just doing the same crap every time.
Let me ask you a question. When you give it the prompt to generate, does it give you 2 options or just one?
You mean like how ChatGPT
when I generate a song in like a Udio, it gives me 2 options.
No, it gives me one. I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, Suno gives you like two.
It's kind of like build your own story. You get to choose which path you want to take between the 2, and then build from there.
No, it just gives you one. But to be honest, man, the first one I ever generated, I was like, whoa. It was so good, and I didn't regenerate it. It was perfect. Now the one we just watched, I did a little bit of tweaking to the last line. But I got a text from the client earlier, and I hadn't told them yet that was not a human. I don't plan on not divulging that information. I do want them to know, but I just wanted to get like a case study to see what they thought. And she texted and said, "Oh my gosh, I love her voice. It's not too urban, but it's not too, it sounds like somebody that could live around here, that kind of thing.
Could live anywhere almost. Could be from any region."
And it does, like, if you watch it, it's like, okay, if you told me this is the girl who does the Geico commercials or the Allstate or, well, somebody like that,
right,
I'd believe you. I'd be like, yeah, sounds right.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's ready for television. Let's go.
And I think it is really hyper good for commercials. I haven't used it for documentaries because, well, first of all, the documentaries that I do, they don't really have that voiceover element to them. But I'm not opposed to doing some of that now.
Trying it, and then implementing that new workflow. Yeah.
Yeah, like the palette. Me and Troy are about to start working on a documentary about this place here where I'm from. And I think that one would lend itself pretty well to like a historical type of voiceover when we go into the backstory of the place that we're making it about. And then mixed in with the interviews of the current guy. But
great. I love that. You have like a AI voice narrator and then cut in with interviews and actual real human beings talking. Yeah, that's
can add some depth to your film. It's like, and think about that, like the Kim Burns of the world. Most independent documentary filmmakers, they just don't have that luxury, even with the likes of Fiverr and Upwork. Like most of them are paying for it themselves. And, if they were like, oh yeah, I want to implement this historic narrator, what's going to cost $1,000? And you got to get all the scripts perfect. Otherwise you got to pay the guy again to redo one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Just to do cleanup work. Coming again just to do cleanup work and stuff like that.
Yeah, but if it was like, hey, it's only going to cost you $100 a year for what's 12 times 50,000, whatever that number is, 240,000 240,000 characters, like for $130. I mean, that's pretty wild, and it's really good. That's the kicker.
Yeah.
We had to sit there and dabble for hours just to get one little 30-second script out.
Yeah, ain't nobody got time for that.
No, I mean, I would have time for it, but I like that.
We just say that now that we don't have to make time for it.
Right. But no, I've been super impressed, bro. But we do have a script that you did, and I'm interested in putting it in. So, I hate that you guys can't hear the voices. Your script, talk about your script while I get it ready, and then we'll throw it in. Then I
generated this in Copilot, and I didn't even refine it yet. I just generated this in Copilot one day. Here it is, right here.
Yep.
And yeah, I think I might have made a couple changes to some shots, but basically, this is my script. I have the narration. I have all my scenes shot out with where I'm going to be, the location.
And this is for a candle company client. So
yes,
they sell, candles. So
soy candles.
Pretty cool.
Yep.
Okay, so normally what you would do, Troy, I'm guessing, is like for just.
So I generated the music.
Yeah,
I generated the music already. Nice little ambient thing that I came up with, and I just plan on having this as a voiceover over the music playing ambient in the background.
But normally what you would do, I think, for a client, and you told me the size of the client, so they're like, small to mid range. You would probably ask them to do the voiceover, or you do it yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this would save them time and money.
Forrest, honestly, I'm glad you brought that up, because I haven't even gotten that far into thinking about what I was going to do about that yet. I just generated the script. Now I know Artlist, baby.
Yeah, bro. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with having, if they're adamant about it and they're a really good face of their company, it actually might make sense for them. Do what makes sense for the project. Don't just use this AI just to use it
as a crutch. Yeah.
But dude, I'm ready to pop
I think this will be legit.
I'm ready to pop this thing in. So here's what
do you need me to kind of do you need to ask me a question to keep me kind of doing something while you do this in the background?
I don't think so.
This and then bring it in the StreamYard so we can listen to it. Once it's generated?
That's what I'm gonna do. That's when I will need you to pick up the torch. But first, what I want to say is, so we see the script, right? We've got the shots, we got the narrator, we got the title. This is a lot of wasted characters. And I learned this the hard way, because if you put this in like this, Artlist is going to say scene 1, aerial view of candle company. We don't need
everything
that.
is going to be said, right? Okay.
So what I did is I made a copy. So you had 224 words. I made a copy and I just deleted all that.
Nice.
And now I just have the words. And it helps to indent, like go to the next line when you want a big pause. Periods don't do much, I've noticed. I don't know why.
Okay.
So anyway, spaced and indented. Sometimes that ... 3 dots, even though you're spinning those 3 characters, if it's like dramatic and you want it to be like, I don't know, I just found little tricks like that can add certain inflections and pauses. So you'll have to play around with it. But yeah, I made the mistake of putting the whole scene. Maybe one day they will have it where it can just pick up at narrator or whatever. But right now it does every single character that you put in. So anyways, I'm going to copy it. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to go back to voices. I know you guys can't hear it, but you are going to hear it. And so this is for a candle company. I'm going to, let's see. See, dude, this one right here sounds like a straight up McDonald's commercial. Like, sounds good, but I'm trying to figure out. Let's see, Pixel. We'll go with Pixel. Let's just go with Pixel. Okay. So we're gonna paste that in. The other thing too is this little text window is really, like, you saw how I did the deletion in Millinote or say in Word. Don't try it in here because it's so small and you can't expand it.
So get the format the way you want it to, and then copy it in here. Okay. Exactly. Let me ask you another question about this while you're doing this real quick. So say you pick the Pixel voice. Say if we wanted to generate this in another voice like Reveal or Rural, would we have to spend all those characters again just to get the separate voice?
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. Cool.
Yeah, you would. So maybe that would be something they could fix over time. I don't really know, like, if this is expensive for them because there is computing power happening
Right.
wherever, you know what I mean? So it's not like it's just like, oh, they should just give us more. Well, it might be costing a lot of CPUs somewhere in
Sure.
Silicon Valley to
Absolutely.
get this done. So I'm not going to
I
jump
think
out
so.
and say they should give us more. I'm actually pretty happy with it. And here's something to note, Troy. For each input, you can only do 5,000 characters.
Okay.
So
Okay, and
if
we
you
only use
were
880.
yeah, if you were doing like a documentary, you know, you'd have to section it out and like that to me would be the last thing you would do, kind of like they do in a documentary, it'd be the last thing they do. And then you'd really like sit down and figure out, you know, what you need to do and I don't know, that'd be a big project. I'm doing like 30-second commercials, so it's not as big a deal, and this is the same.
I designed this to be about a 1 minute, so it'll be interesting to see once you generate it how long it ends up being. Because I was kind of shooting for around a minute with this script.
So let's just see how long it takes. Okay. Oh, my clock just hit 0, so perfect timing. Let's see how long it takes. Dude, it doesn't take any time.
Wow, fast. There it is.
Let's see. We're at 11 seconds. We're actually about 10 seconds. It says 100%. I don't know about all that.
Still, yeah, apparently not. 100% probably like uploading it now. It probably has to process. There we go.
Then,
wow,
boom.
that was fast.
There it is. I'm going to take a listen and then download it really quick.
Okay.
Okay, cool. I'm not going to listen anymore. I'm downloading it. Troy, pick up the torch for just a second here. I'm going to switch you back to. Oh,
yeah, this is interesting.
While you're just talk about, I don't know, whatever, something AI voice or AI sound or sound design in general, bro. Like this should have been something about sound, AI sound. So maybe just talk overall.
Why don't I upload into the Millinote the generated ambient background music for this?
Okay, go for it.
Just so we can kind of see, yeah, it's AI generated, just so you guys can listen to that too.
That's perfect.
Let me get out of here. Go in the Millinote.
Hang in there, guys. We promise this is going to be worth it.
Yes, we're bringing you some content. All right, so candle. Here we are. Going to Millinote. It is called Ethereal Elegance. Oh man, I hate trying to drag and drop on a laptop.
It's terrible, dude.
Oh, it's the worst thing in the world. Copy. All right. Can I paste in here?
You can try. I drag and drop.
I'm trying, bro, but I'm not good at that with a laptop at all.
Oh, I got you.
Here we go. I got it. Boom. There it goes. Okay, so that's uploaded.
Okay, that's downloaded. Somebody from Seattle, Washington is calling. Probably a robot.
All right. Back in here we go. Cool. All right.
All right. I'm actually just putting it into Premiere real quick because StreamYard won't let us upload audio files, but it'll let us do video.
Interesting. Okay.
And I'll just put something visually, candle, voiceover, and I'll export this. I even have a background music preset. This is just a cut I'll put on there so it sounds a little bit better.
Shoot, half the work's already done. I just need to go shoot this thing now, bro. Dude, everything's done.
I'll just send it back to you real quick.
Well, just layer it with the ethereal elegance, bro. It's a wrap.
It's wild
how quickly this can be done.
Okay, check this out. Here's a little spin while I'm exporting this. Here's a little spin. What if you did this for your potential clients that you're trying to pitch to? You write a script about their business, you put some music, and then you go pull the best photos they have on their Facebook and website, and you just put a little video together. And maybe you could pitch it as like, hey, I put this together for you guys. Put your watermark on it. Be like, I would love to work with you guys on a real commercial. But if you want to work together, I'll also give you this little slideshow commercial that I made.
Great. Yeah.
I don't know. And like
No, that's a wonderful idea.
it's so little effort, really.
Right. I mean, we're sitting here doing it as we speak.
Yeah, like live.
All I gotta do is
it.
pop it. All I gotta do is pop it in Canva, find some photos, pop those in there, make a little slide video, and send it to them. There you go.
That's it. So it is exporting in Premiere. It's done. I'm going to go to downloads and bring it in. And it shouldn't take but just a minute because it's really short. Well, how long did it be? It ended up being 59 seconds, bro. That's pretty.
I tried for a minute, and I put it in there. I said, when I generated, I said, make it a minute long, and there you go. Wow, impressive.
Are we ready? It's uploaded.
Yep.
Okay, guys. So I know anybody watching. We appreciate you being here. Like and subscribe. You had to sit there for about 2 minutes. That's not very long, right? Yeah.
We were engaging.
Well, and it's also good educational. Like you got to see literally how long it took me to take this into Premiere and then spit it back out. But here we go. Without further ado, let's do it.
From the heart of innovation to the comfort of your home, our journey begins at the source. Discover the artistry of our soy candles, each one a masterpiece of scent and design. Witness the transformation from pure soy wax to a beacon of light and fragrance. Our commitment to sustainability shines through in every eco-friendly package. Step into our world where passion meets precision in every candle crafted. Creating these candles is more than a job, it's a labor of love. Every candle tells a story, and we're proud to be part of that narrative. These candles have become an essential part of my daily routine. The scents are so authentic, it's like having a piece of nature in my home. Embrace the essence of soy serenity. Where every flame ignites, are you freaky, scene sorcery? Join us on this aromatic adventure. Visit our website or store today Soy Serenity Candles, lighting up lives one scent at a time.
Bro, the wonkiness I love the wonkiness of AI. It always sneaks in there, bro.
Oh, but okay, that's good. I'm glad that happened because that's not the first time. That's actually the first time that specific things happened to me. I had the second one I ever did, bro. And Artlist, I actually reached out to support and they credited me back the credits.
Okay.
So good to know too. Like they, they recognize that it can mess up and they're understanding. Dude, what was that though?
I don't know. It's like www. I don't know, like some website it was trying to spit out or something.
I don't know. I'm going back to the
goofy.
I don't know, but let's be real. It did pretty
good. The rest of
good.
It was legit. Yeah, absolutely.
And if you just had to fix that one little section, you're bueno, man. But the second one I ever did, it didn't do anything like that. It sounded like like just the whole time. It was almost like there was a glitch and it was trying to do the voiceover. It was just going
speaking in tongues.
Bro, I emailed that to support and like my login information or my handle, and they're like, "We credited you back. So sorry about that. We're still working on it." So
cool.
That's good.
Good customer support. That's good customer support. Yeah.
And that was only like, I don't know, 30 hours or so. So I wasn't tripping on it. Like I had plenty of credits and I was actually going with my project. So it was all good. It's kind of funny that had happened.
Every song I generate, it throws out some like, it just jarbles everything, and it's so funny when it happens.
Well, dude, I was watching this guy. We're still on the voiceovers, I swear, but this guy was he's like the main AI review guy. He's really, really good. I think his name's Matt. I just like his personality, and he's been doing a lot in Udio and Suno. And Udio ends up making better music. But he made a good point. He was like, if I'm going AI with this music, I want it to have a little bit of like weird
wonkiness. Right. It's like the attraction of it.
But dude, what are our kids gonna think good music is? You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Troy just got serious, bro.
My kids listen to a lot of like older stuff because of me.
Same here.
It'll be they like soundtracks now, like the Trolls and Soul Disney soundtracks, but they're not really into their own. They haven't started like buying their own music yet. They're not to that age yet, but it'll be interesting to see uh, what they think. I think that the music will speak for itself. When you put on a CD from like '89 that was recorded in like analog digital, and you pump that on a system, there's no denying that music. You know what I mean? That raw power of people playing music together. So,
Well, dude, I grew up
like you
being
said,
that guy that would take the guitar to
hmm
school and play and sing.
hmm
Like that's just what I
hmm
did. And it was
yep,
cool then. Like
hmm
it made me a cooler kid by being able to
hmm
showcase that talent. How cool is that going to
sure,
be for my boys? Because I think it's going to be
hmm
even more rare. So if you can pull out a guitar and
exactly.
sing and sound like an old country singer or something, they're going to be like, "Whoa, this guy's a real person." Is that
And
AI
people are
coming
gonna
out of your
appreciate
mouth?
that more. Is that an AI generated mask you have on, sir? Yeah, I think people, like you said, going forward, we've spoke about it in the other AI podcast. As we get fed more and more of the artificial intelligence stuff, people are gonna, have a hunger for authenticity and people who can sing without auto tune and things like that, real music. So yeah, I think that'll be the bright side of it. Maybe by the time our kids get of age to be teenagers, to where they're really into music, real music will come back around again. Because I feel we've kind of been on a decline for the better part of the last decade. Music's just been really stagnant. No growth, no artistic growth in anything really.
No, I totally agree, bro. But yeah, guys, as you can see, the art list at least, and I think you get the same amount of test characters or trial characters with 11 labs. You get 500. Um,
Okay.
so just something to note for everybody who might be
hmm
interested in trying this out. And Troy's done a lot of stuff with the Sunos and UDOs and music stuff. I'm actually
hmm
really interested in it and me and Troy are working on a score right now, or Troy is, for our documentary. And I really like the Fleet Foxes. So I was like, I wonder if AI can like generate that same folky, ambient, almost Middle Earth sounding. That's kind of like, and I'm a big fan of The Hobbit. Like I love that kind of stuff. So I just like that melodic, almost like what was that guitar they used to play back then? It wasn't a lute, maybe a lute.
hmm
Just that
hmm
like folky sound. So Troy's working on some of that, and that's going to save us a lot of time and money. Because we could go and license the Fleet Foxes stuff, for God knows how much, $10,000
Right.
a song.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
or we could also find somebody on Fiverr who maybe can produce that sound. But what's that going to cost us?
Exactly, exactly. For somebody to have that has all those instruments, real instruments, and be able to do all that. Yeah, I think I already got like 8 tracks on there. I created like I think 2 of them I actually like produced myself, and then the other I think like 6 of them are AI generated, man. So we could go through there and check out some of those, or just get an idea of kind of what that's going on for. I had great success. I felt like every time I would put, what we're trying to go for in, I would get something pretty close to that. I feel like we're hitting the vibe, and as we go forward, what is it to just be like, oh, we don't like this one, generate another one until we find something that we do like that fits, into the documentary. So yeah, yeah. Or and another good thing about it is even using AI generated stuff, music for reference tracks, right?
Mhm.
If you were go to get like maybe find an artist, say, hey, well, this is we want this. Can you do an interpolation of this or play this live, something like that?
No.
So many options with it. Many options with it.
So I'm trying to think because you can't hear my screen sharing. So I'm trying to think of how I could.
You have to do another. Oh, never mind. You'd have to make another whole video. Do
Yeah, but
another
I
video.
will go ahead
Yeah.
and screen share just so they can see kind of what
Kind of,
you've
yeah,
been
like
working
what we got
on.
going on through SoundCloud. You can show them my
Yeah.
SoundCloud, I guess.
Well, I got the
I
middle
don't
note
really.
here with all this stuff in it. So there's a
Yeah,
lot going on here, I know, but I was just listening to this, and this is like perfect on what I'm wanting or what we're wanting.
Let me see this
Something
one
I
right
found with
here.
these songs though, and I don't know if it's the ones you produced or the ones that are AI. Um,
Mhm.
they don't quite sound. I think it's the AI ones. They don't quite sound as clean as like a
Right.
studio recording, and maybe that's gonna
Mhm.
get better. And that's the good news, bro. This stuff moves so fast that we'll be done with principal photography hopefully around November, because we're starting in August, and who knows where it's going to be in November. I would love to see, there's got to be an AI software out there where there is. I know there is, because I looked at it one time and thought about buying it for that company. Troy, there's an AI software out there where you can compose,
Okay.
where you're like, it gives you this dashboard to start, and you pick the instruments you want, and then you pick how much, like, you give it a percentage of how prevalent that instrument is, and then you give it a prompt on what you want to hear, or what style, and then once it's done, you can tweak those levers and regenerate. I can't remember what it's called. It was like a brief flash in the pan when I saw it, but
Okay.
I think by November, bro, or let's say by October, there will be more tools available for you to use to score that film.
I think there already are some more generative music that have came out in the last month that I haven't messed with yet. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, by November, we'll have to revisit this in November, this stuff, and see where it's at, and maybe as we go forward in a podcast, we can just maybe do one where like this, but where we're messing with music instead, generating music or something.
Yeah, and we're at 51 minutes, so I think it's a good time to kind of wrap. But I do want to tell everybody, please like and subscribe. We come out with an episode every single week, and we've been pretty consistent with that. So that's cool. And then the documentary we were just talking about, I can foresee, there's going to be some episodes coming up in the next couple months that'll probably be centered around that, because we'll be working on that. I'll be filming it down here in Mississippi. Troy will be working on the music and some of the production, behind the scenes production stuff, and probably some of the editing too, up there in Illinois. So if you're interested in making documentaries and using AI to maybe save some time and some money, I think this is going to be a cool case study at the end. Like, how much did we use AI for this film? It'd be kind of cool to see, because I'm using it on stuff like creating call sheets.
Right.
Like, that's not creative.
Just the back end stuff.
Just something I can do really quick. And then Troy, as we spoke, like, to try to get that Fleet Fox sound for it. He's doing, and dude, I'm really interested to see what you do in terms of bringing it into Ableton and then making it your own, or like you were saying, using it as inspiration, and maybe just using it as inspiration and replaying it, with real instruments. Like, there's just so much you can do. But yeah, Troy, you got anything else before I send them off?
No, man, I think that's good. We're at 53 minutes. So thanks everybody for watching. We appreciate you.
All right. Like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next episode. Peace out.
Peace, everybody.